Hey, John Harris here, and this is Info Products coming to you live from my digital studio. Here's a question I get quite a lot. How do I increase my sales, my conversions? Some people ask me, look, how do I even get some sales, some conversions, or one sale? Okay, so there's a couple of things we can look at. But before I dive into that, I'd just like to recap as to where we are in the process. We're on stage 3, which is the offer. And we spoke about originally the irresistible offer. We spoke about the 7 elements in a product or your service. We mentioned the structure, the offer structure. And we're now talking about how to increase in the sales. This is step 3. Step 2 was your reach, your marketing. Step 1 was the psychology, the mindset. And the next step we'll be going to will be the delegation. So let's just start thinking about some of the things we could do. There's like 6 things you can possibly do to help out when it comes to increasing your conversion and sales. So first of all, for the sales increase, let's look at a deadline. So we know that 50% of people will come in on the last day. So it's imperative to send an email, a sequence of emails, especially the day before and on the day. And maybe a couple of times on the day, just to show that the window is now open, the shop is now open, the card is now open, to get people to come in at the last minute. It may also obviously then follow on that after the event, you need to do some messaging. Because the second thing is the follow-up. And you may see that there was a lot of people, or you may see that there's some people that you should have got that didn't quite make it, and you may need to reopen the window and say, look, there's a chance because of the demand that we're going to reopen this for a short span of time. So let some more people come in that we're really keen to get take advantage of the product or service that you're offering. And you could also do a little bit of a promotion on this follow-up messaging where you do perhaps $1 entry and for 30 days before you start paying, making full payment. Along those lines, some other promotion, okay. The next thing, number 3, you can look at is the upsell and cross-sells. Critically important that from our initial sale, especially if it's a low-cost product, you're going to have some free stuff, but a low-cost product you're coming in on, you're then definitely going to want some upsell and cross-sell. Don't overdo it. I've been on to purchase on some goods and some services where there's an upsell and another upsell and a cross-sell and a downsell. It's a bit too much, okay? People get annoyed. Just have it so it's reasonable. It gives them great value is the key to this. They need to be getting some great value. Then they don't mind investing a bit more into the offer. So that is something you can think about. And number 4, there may be some excuses, some genuine excuses. It may be that your service couldn't take it and you have to reopen. It may be that data in a certain area, people lost connection and they didn't get the full offer, they didn't get the time or the opportunity to go in and make the purchase. And there's another one, perhaps the post didn't deliver maybe there's some physical stuff and they never received it. So you need to have that follow-up messaging. And you need to have perhaps an additional, like I say, messaging after the event, quite a while after the event, and you can offer some more stuff that can purchase some more goods. Number 5, you want to look at outbound calls, phone calls, especially when you start hitting price pressure. So as you go up in value, even 2,000, sort of 3,000, and certainly 4,000, when you start going up, you're going to need a follow-up phone call because you're going to need to create more trust. You're going to have to understand more credibility, and you're going to have more clarity again that the people know, like, and trust you and are willing to pay a higher figure for your product or service. Very important to have that phone call if it's especially a higher price ticket. The next thing we want to look at is number 6, your current customers. It may not be in exactly the same area. You may have a list or some list of current customers or groups of people that may be connected, something that has synergy to what you're offering that you can also make an offer to. Obviously, it's easier to sell to people that already have purchased from you or know and like and trust you than it is getting people completely from a cold status. Obviously, it's better on a warm and hot. That makes it more and more practical to get increased sales. Some other conversion tips to get more conversion, which does increase your sales. Now we look to how we can get a higher conversion per person clicking through. And you can have an exit pop-up. So here's somebody saying, hey, look, before you go, there's a last minute pop-up. Go here and get this. It's your chance to get this opportunity. You may want to reposition your opt-in box. Maybe it's underneath, you want to put it to the side of a video, you want to look at various places where you can put your opt-in box, you want to move it around, see if that increases your conversion. Your colors of your buttons, lots of little things that add up that may improve your conversion rate. You may need to add more proof than you've already got. You may need some more deep, credible proof of testimonials that show that what you are offering works. You may need to create more scarcity, more urgency. We've spoken about squeezing time, number of units, and looking at what's left in stock, and also the bonuses that would disappear, and maybe a pricing to back to the normal pricing. So those are some of the things that we can look at. There's further to that. We can add images to your automation, email automations. A lot of times we'd have an image with looks like a click onto a video, and then it obviously takes you to a video platform to show them some video. If it's a product launch, a 1, 2, 3, 4 for your product sequence that you may be giving out there on the product launch. The other thing is the trust seals. A lot of sites you'll see will have as seen on TV, or CNBC or CNC or ABC or whatever it might be. Okay, it may have some antivirus and security banners on there to show that there's secure, that there's not going to be any problem with security on payment. Lastly, you can look at something unless you need to do the other stuff first. Last, you can look at taking your headlines in your copy, but change a headline first. Don't change everything. Try and change one thing at a time so you can see whether that's having an effect. You need to keep the rest constant and then change something else. Otherwise, you're going to not really understand what made the difference. Your hook may not be strong enough. So your headline, the hook that you have, may not be something that entices the offer, gets people to move, or intrigued enough to take further notice. Then your sales copy and your offer, you need to look at that sales copy and see if that needs to be changed, something else that you can put in there to get more intensity, to get somebody to move, and especially the offer to take action. That stack is critically important, and it's important that you add value all the time, and you've got to present this obviously in terms of benefits to the end user. What will it do for them? And as we said before on the offer, preferably the bonuses and giveaways add to handling objections. They're not the same, giving more of the same. They're slightly different, and they handle certain objections, and they add great value. So those are some things that you can look at, you can think about. If you're not getting that traction, you've got to keep tweaking. There's very few people, if any, have hit this straight out the park on their first effort. Even the top guys in the world who've been doing hundreds, if not thousands of funnels and made thousands of offers, they still don't get it right first time necessarily. There are a lot of tweaks, and you need to keep listening to your customer. If you're totally stuck, then put it out to your groups again and find out if there's something else they want or something else that you can do to improve that offer. It's critically important that your offer and the stack in that offer and the way it's structured is done very powerfully in order to get people to take action. So I hope that's been of value today. Next time, as I mentioned, we're going to be looking up delegation. So please, subscribe, follow, like us. And always you go to the Facebook page, the Info Products page, and there is a link there that you can go onto that will take you into a free video and some training on how to actually create your product for your membership site. There's some of the things you'll need to get together, some of the assets you need to put in place to create that information product. And I will see you in the next episode.